The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf.
What's really interesting about this acquisition, Steve, is that it really sets us up to enter a new phase, one that I believe could meaningfully transform the future of the company. Again, the million, the 1.1 million, 1.2 million in revenue with a 72% gross margin is an impressive business on its own. But again, what truly makes Crafty Labs so valuable to Nextech is who they serve, their customer list.
All right, welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Evan Gappelberg, the CEO of Nextech 3D.ai. And Evan, it's good to see you again. How are you?
I'm very good, Steve. Good to see you.
Yeah, so the company had some pretty significant news today, acquiring Crafty Labs. So let's start there. Tell me a bit about Crafty Labs. Who are they?
Crafty Labs generates over $1 million in revenue annually. They've been around since 2017, and they service some of the largest enterprise public companies on the planet today. What's really interesting about this acquisition, Steve, is that it really sets us up to enter a new phase, one that I believe could meaningfully transform the future of the company. Again, the million, the 1.1 million, 1.2 million in revenue with a 72% gross margin is an impressive business on its own. But again, what truly makes Crafty Labs so valuable to Nextech is who they serve. Their customer list, Steve, is really a who's who of the biggest public companies. Google is a customer. Meta is a customer. Microsoft is a customer. Netflix is a customer. Oracle is a customer. Cisco, Dropbox, Spotify. They have over 400 Fortune 500 and global enterprise clients. This is a very, very big deal. These are going to be our clients. This is going to be Nextech's portfolio. The level of brand credibility, the enterprise penetration, and the procurement access is extraordinarily rare. It takes decades for most companies to get that kind of customer base. And now it's becoming part of the Nextech ecosystem. And if you think about it, Steve, and you ask, like what's the deal with Crafty? I mean, the deal is with this acquisition, our combined customer footprint will grow to over 1,000 customers worldwide between Crafty, Eventex, and Mapty. And if you think about 1,000 customers, that's not just incremental growth from where we are today. That is scale, and that's a very big deal for investors.
So how does the technology that Crafty Labs have, how does that work in with what you have already? Or is it an addition to? Is there an add-on? How does it work?
Yeah, so it's a good question. They live in a parallel kind of universe where we sell to live events, the floor plan software, the registration, the ticketing, the AI matchmaking, and Crafty sells enterprise customers what's called team building software. So, it's kind of an event that happens with smaller groups. Let's say you have 10,000 employees and they're in three different continents around the world, and you want to bring the sales force together because, they don't meet in person. Crafty Labs bridges the gap. They are the connective tissue that brings large companies together. That's why they have such a big uh, portfolio of big brands because their offering, their product offering really appeals to these large customers. And what's very appealing to us is that they have around an average spend by these enterprise customers of maybe $2,000, which is nothing. That's a tiny drop in the bucket. But now that we're acquiring Crafty, we're going to be able to offer our entire AI event solution stack, the EventDex registration, Mapty interactive floor plan, mobile apps, AI matchmaking, AR navigation. And so if you think about that, we're talking about scaling their business where, the average order value goes from 2,000 to 20,000 to 200,000, which is, again, these are very deep pocketed companies And so there's a significant opportunity to sell into these companies. And again, we're not cold calling these accounts. These are established relationships. And again, that's, yeah, to
Fair.
us worth its weight in gold, Steve.
Yeah. So how do you want investors to look at this, Evan? Obviously, it's just the adding on of the $1 million in revenue, as you mentioned, 1.1 million year to date. So how should people look at this
Yeah.
particular transaction as for growth?
Yeah. So looking ahead into 2026, we're going to have 1,000 global customers with the biggest enterprise names on the planet. We're going to be going into 2026 with the highest margin revenue that we've ever had as a public company. We're going into 2026 with AI automation upside. We're going into 2026 as a one-stop AI event ecosystem, end to end. This is the strongest position in our history. And if you look at our growth, if I look at our growth in 2026, we're essentially guaranteed at this point to have triple digit top line growth without any expansion, just because of the additional revenue that we're acquiring. When you start to look at the expansion opportunities, the numbers become extremely exciting. And so, from my perspective, 2026, as we step into that, I mean, we're closing out 2025 in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Uh, as we roll into 2026, Steve, we see a major growth curve happening, that hockey stick type of growth, and we see opportunity to, just expand into the 1,000 customers that we already have. But as I've mentioned on the show previously, we're currently getting about 100 new inbound leads every single month, which equates to about $1 million a month in inbound leads that we're closing without the 1,000. So again, our business has never been stronger. It really is an exciting time.
All right. We'll leave it there and see how it all rolls out. Evan, thanks so much. Good to see you again.
Final word, Steve.
Yeah.
I do want to thank our shareholders who
Yeah.
have stayed with us, who have supported us and supported my vision. I hope they recognize what we're building. We've spent years constructing this foundation. 2026 is where scale begins. We're now positioned to move very fast, monetize deeply, and grow aggressively. The next chapter, Steve, and all of our shareholders, starts here, and I really couldn't be more excited. Thank you.
All right, Evan. Thank you very much. Evan Gavelberg, the CEO of Nextech3D.ai.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors, or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.